Hi, everyone. We're going to get started here in a few minutes. Just going to give a couple more minutes or so to let the last bit of attendees to join. In the meantime, since we do have a bit of attendees already, do a quick audio check just to make sure everyone can hear me. There's a questions panel in your side panel for the GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar. If you could just type yes in that questions panel to let me know if the audio is coming through okay and everyone can hear me. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Now we're getting some yeses. All right. Looks like audio is coming through. All right, like I said, we'll get started here in another minute or two. Just give a few more minutes as I see more people joining here. All right, well, it looks like it's kind of slowing down, so I think we'll go ahead and kind of just jump right in and get started. So first, thank you for joining today's webinar. We're really excited to talk about some of the things that we've been working on to help facilities like yours. So again, we're very thankful for you guys to continue being a part of this with us, and we want to continue helping you as much as we can. So for today's webinar, we're going to talk a little bit about how to stay connected with your clients and some of the features that we've introduced specifically around self-service and how we want to keep that connection between you and your clients alive. So we're going to go ahead and go into our agenda slide here. So for today's agenda, we want to first talk about why did we make the change. We're going to go over some of those features and improvements to self-service. We'll answer as many of your questions as we can, and then we're going to talk about a little bit about what's next and what's on the horizon here. So first is why did we make this change? It's obviously given the current situation that we're all in, so we understand the impact that COVID is having on businesses like yours, and we want to do everything we can to help. I'm sure for many of you, this is becoming harder day by day, maybe even more uncertain as to what the future looks like. So we do truly understand that. And again, we want to do everything we can to help with that. And running your facility is what you know, it's what you love to do, and we don't want you to stop that, right? So why stop doing it? Our data shows, as we've been interacting with our clients and kind of doing some research, that more and more companies like yours are moving to a more virtual setup, and they're continuing to offer their classes, but doing it online. Maybe it's through video streaming services. Well, actually, most of it's all through video streaming of some sort. So, you know, you want to kind of keep in mind and remember that your clients are at home just like the rest of us, and most of them are finding themselves with nothing to do, and their routines have been disrupted, you know, what they're used to doing every day. And a part of that routine was going to your facility. Maybe it was just to work out, maybe it was to attend the yoga class, or it was for a private one-on-one session, and they want that routine back. So we want to help you give it back to them. And we can do that by the video library feature that we offered. And we believe that it can help. We've seen some clients starting to adopt this new model and starting to offer these classes online in this virtual world that we're starting to live in now and we're getting accustomed to. So again, we really wanted to do our best to ensure that you're able to keep your business running virtually. We understand that physically you may have had to close your doors, but we believe that as we're starting to see what companies and facilities like yours are doing, and that's moving to this virtual kind of setup and offering, and we wanted to be able to ensure that you have that same offering and that same ability to give those classes and instructions and one-on-one meetings to your clients. So that's where the new features come in. So I'm going to pass that over to Greg. I forgot to introduce myself and Greg. So Michael Vidal, R&D Director, and Greg, our Customer Experience Manager. He's going to go through those features with you today. So he's going to give us a demonstration of what that video library feature looks like. And he's also going to talk about some of the other additions we've made to self-service and, again, how to stay connected with those clients. So I'm going to shift that over to him. Again, just know that we're here with you and we want to get through this together. So I'm going to pass that over to Greg, and he's going to take it away from here.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah, so we live from my kitchen, as we're all adapting here to this new reality that we have with everything that's going on with COVID-19. But like Mike was saying, we want to try to make everything as familiar as possible so that your clients can continue with their routines that they're used to, and try to have a constant connection between yourself and your clients. So what we've introduced is a video library. So the video library allows you to upload videos directly into TMS, and that will allow those videos to be connected to a reservation type that you can find on the schedule. So if we go into, as you can see my screen here, we have two reservations here. If I click into soccer, you'll then see that we have two videos that you can potentially watch as a client. So if I click on one of those videos, you'll see that it pops up here, and I can watch that video. You're able to add those videos to the specific sessions. And something that we just introduced is the video library option here on the left-hand side. So if we go into the video library here, so that'll just take a second, it's just a comprehensive list of all of the videos that you have made active in your TMS account for your clients to view in self-service. So it is categorized by your reservation type. So it's super easy for your clients to be able to see those videos and be able to view those and hopefully stay connected with your facility. So we're going to go through how you will be actually able to upload those videos. So it's really, really easy. If we go into TMS here, we have my account, and you're able to go to administration. And we can scroll all the way down to self-service here. And then we have a video library. So you'll see that the video library is here. When I click on that, it's going to bring me to the video library page. So this is where I can choose to add a video. So you'll see that we have two different types. You can add in the URL, just copy and paste it from the bar here. And we also have an HTML. So I'll go through both of those. You can add a title and then determine what reservation type you want to have associated to the video library. So those reservation types are both can sell and can schedule. So really any reservation type that you have available, you should be able to tag to a video. So if we go to a video here, so we'll go to our video and we'll copy that URL there and we can enter it right here. And you'll see as soon as I do that, it gives me a video preview here. So you're able to see that video. And then we can do, we'll maybe try sports facilities there. And then we're able to give it a type. So if I chose basketball, for example, and hit save, that's going to allow me to add the video to this video library section here. So if we go into the option again, and we go to share, when we go into share, you're going to see that there is this embed option. And in this embed option, there's this iframe. So if you wanted to use the HTML option, all you do is copy this iframe, hit HTML, and then you could paste that iframe into this section here and hit save. So it's the exact same thing. So we have these video libraries here. You'd be able to disable the video. Let's say it was a video that you only wanted to have up for a week. Then you can come back in here and disable it, and it won't show up on that video library or on the schedule. So if you want to do that, you definitely can. We also have this edit option, which again, as you'd expect, you can edit the title, the URL, and the reservation type. So again, all of that gets displayed in this video library section. And again, if we go into book sections here, you're able to choose that or view those videos here. So that's one really huge thing that we have implemented to self-service to try to help connect everyone. What you'll also see on this page as well is this follow us option here on the left-hand side, which allows you to add your social media links directly to the self-service page. So if someone selects one of these links, they would go directly to your page and they'll be able to see updates that you have on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the case may be there. So they can stay connected to your facility. So the one thing that I definitely want you to keep in mind is that if you were to go onto your self-service page right now, you may not see these icons, and that's because they will not appear until you actually add a URL to the corresponding social media account. And again, to add those URLs, super simple. If you go to, again, administration, we'll scroll down to self-service preferences here, click on self-service preferences, which I'm sure everyone is familiar with, and then scroll down and you'll see here that we have our social media accounts. So you'll be able to put in all your social media accounts into these pages. And you also have a place to actually put your website's URL there so they can go directly to your website from self-service if needed. So those are really the two main features that we've added to self-service to help you all stay connected. I'll turn it back over to Mike to talk about what other features we are planning on looking into rolling out, and then open it up for any questions that you have. So we'll go ahead and pass this over to Mike.
Awesome, thanks, Greg. Let me just get switched over here. All right, so yeah, we'll open it up to some questions. Just a reminder, you can type those questions in that questions panel where you submitted yes for the audio check. We do have some questions coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and start reading some of those off. The first question was, will this recording be offered at a later date? Absolutely. Everyone who registered for the webinar will get a copy, and we will post online as well. So again, everyone will get a copy of this recorded webinar today. Second question is a few questions in one here, so I'm going to try and break down each one of those individually, starting with the first one, which is, can videos be just for individual? So at the moment, the way the video library does work, as Greg showed, is you are tying to a reservation type, so it's available to any sessions for any sessions tied to that reservation type. So if you chose personal training and you have 10 different personal training, the videos are tied to all of those 10 sessions that are on your calendar. I'll talk about some of the enhancements that we look to do as I get through some of these questions, as there's probably a little bit more that I could speak on to some of the other questions here. So the other question is talking about having to use Facebook and YouTube, and it needs to be public. How do you keep your videos private for just members? And is it at all on our roadmap to create virtual workout programs, not just classes, or through a partner and things of that nature? So starting with the first option, this might be part of my understanding of YouTube or lack of maybe. It is my understanding that you can, with YouTube specifically, can make videos private on YouTube, and as anyone with the link has the ability to view. So by being private on YouTube and then posting the link in EZFacility, that video should be visible. It's just directly, it's not searchable directly through YouTube, is my understanding on how that works. If I'm incorrect with that, definitely let me know. We can look into more of how we can ensure that videos are private. Facebook, I believe, are mostly public, and I believe you have a little bit more control in terms of who can see your videos on Facebook. Again, having the link is typically how somebody can get direct access to it, as long as you're sharing the link with those clients. Additionally, are we going to, on our side, try to implement more control? Absolutely. We do want to continue to enhance the feature and restrict it to members, restrict it to specific classes or individuals. So these are things that we are looking for, and we absolutely want to hear your feedback on the best way to do that. So we needed to get a feature off the ground as we saw more and more clients moving towards this virtual offering, and a lot of that data does show that some clients are still continuing to charge, so they do want the restrictions of members, and some clients are just offering them as free trials and offering free classes. So, depending on the approach, we obviously understand the restrictions on having to hide and show based on member or non-member status. So we are absolutely looking at enhancing the video library feature. It does not stop where it is today, and we will try to put more control around it. But again, we would really love to hear your feedback on how we can enhance it and what we can do to make it better. Next question, is there a limit to the size of video file? There is no limit on our side. This also kind of ties into the second question or the next question that was asked after the size question, which is, are we required to save the video in YouTube or Facebook first? Yeah, the video library is using third-party video tools, again, to be able to quickly get a feature off the ground and for you to offer some type of video classes or sessions or just videos in general. These tools are specialized in doing videos, so we wanted to kind of take that initial approach. So one, there's no file size because you are using YouTube and Facebook, and to answer that second part, yes, you will need to have a video in YouTube or Facebook initially before adding into EZFacility. There are ways of us, things that we can do to look into for possible enhancements in terms of hosting videos. That gets a little more challenging and a little bit more dev effort. So we wanted to ensure that we were able to get you something as quickly as possible to be able to keep up with this virtual demand. Next question is, does it work for live video on Facebook without needing to put the individual link each time? So this is where my little lack of knowledge on Facebook Live, but my understanding is that the link may need to be replaced for each live video that you do. As far as I know, when you set up a Facebook Live video and when you pre-schedule, you have to use a streaming or encoding software, as far as I know, and that can have a persistent stream URL or stream code. That doesn't have to change, but I believe the URL changes every time. I think that's a Facebook limitation. I'm not sure if there's ways for us to know when that URL changes dynamically or not. It is something that we can continue looking into, but as of right now, you would need to change the URL each time you scheduled a new live video with Facebook. All right, I'm just going to go through the next set of questions here. This one is kind of in line with the live video. It's asking if we're looking at functionality for being able to attend a live class and the attendance comes off of a package. So yeah, we definitely want to have the videos more integrated into the scheduling component and the booking component. So again, right now it's more of the ability of getting them into your classes and being able to stay in front of your clients and being able to stay connected and having them continue that routine, right? Instead of ultimately kind of drifting away or falling off as a client. So we really wanted to ensure that we did our part with that. So we do want to ensure that we're incorporating more and more of these features into the standard booking process. And that goes for attendance and removing sessions off of their packages. And again, going back to restrictions of members and non-members. So we wanted to ensure that we are still doing as much as we can to fully integrate the library into the sessions and schedule. I'm going to keep going down here. This next question is a good one. This is also kind of highlights into what's next. So maybe I'll talk a little bit about that, excuse me, in this next question. So they kind of give a shout out that happy to see that the videos can link to reservation type, and asked if there was functionality that links a live class, for example, Zoom session with the class booking and self-service, and how do we suggest setting that up. So as of right now, there's no kind of on-the-spot booking that says, as soon as I book, we're going to set up a live session, and that's going to trigger an email, and that's going to set up the video live session for the scheduled time at 4 p.m. or whatever time your class is for. So at the moment, it's again just tying it to those reservation types and clients being able to see your schedule online. So if you do have yoga classes or Pilates or Zumba or whatever it is that you're offering, those clients can see at 12 o'clock they have Pilates, at 3 they're going to do yoga, and so at those times they would just join the class virtually by accessing the reservation as Greg shown and clicking on Watch Now to take part in that video. Again, keeping in mind, if you added a live video from Facebook or YouTube, that video will stream at the time that you start your live video, just by adding the URL ahead of time and pre-scheduling that through YouTube or Facebook. All right, let me go through the next set of questions here, sorry. Next question, do you copy and host the video, or are you just pulling the video? So this kind of goes back to one of the previous questions. So we're basically working with YouTube and Facebook on the video stream. So you'll need to, again, upload those videos to your YouTube account or your Facebook page. Once you have those videos up, whether it's a pre-recorded video or going live, and you have the URL or iframe, which is for the HTML option, you'll need to add that into EZFacility, and that will upload the videos into self-service. Sorry, just scrolling through here. Next question. It says, for Facebook, does a user need to be logged into Facebook to view, and does it track number of live users metrics? So as far as our initial test, when completing our initial test, we didn't see the need to be logged into Facebook to view the video, being that it's streamed and being embedded in a third-party site such as your self-service portal. So we did not see that the client needed to be logged in. If that is the case, definitely let us know. We can continue some of our efforts, but our initial test did not show that they needed to be logged in. And then as far as tracking the number of live user metrics, we don't have the specific metrics in terms of video views. That's something that would be gained from the Facebook side or the YouTube side. We do want to look at how we can enhance the metrics from our side in terms of accesses to the videos and kind of live page views and what we can do to enhance those metrics from our side. But you should get an idea of views from the Facebook or YouTube side. As far as the metrics are concerned with Facebook, in order to identify a user at that time, maybe they need to be logged in to identify that X user was logged in at this time and watched the video. So that's something that might have to happen in order for the accurate metrics to come through. All right, we're getting a lot of good questions today, so I'm just going to keep going through the list here. Let's see, to get a video out to all of your users, would we have to assign that video to each individual reservation type, or is there another way to make it available to everyone? So as of right now, the reservation type is semi-optional. The point about the reservation type is to ensure that the videos are accessible through the sessions that are displayed on your calendar. So if they're used to going to the schedule and again seeing at 3 o'clock you're hosting a class, they can click into that class and watch the video. In the side panel of self-service, there is the video library component that just shows all videos, and it is grouped by reservation type, but it doesn't need to be, it doesn't have to get accessed through the session on the calendar. They can just go directly to the video library portion, and they can go through the list of videos that are grouped by reservation type. If you don't select a reservation type, they can still view those videos in the other category. And that's also where we would love to hear more feedback, is on how to better categorize the videos outside of just reservations, tying back to another question and asking at kind of just having more control or pre-scheduled workouts or programs and things like that. So really would like to hear a lot of feedback on how we can better categorize these videos and how they should be presented and offered to your clients. So the live workouts, this is asking about doing live workouts via Easy. So that does go back to the YouTube and Facebook live videos. You can pre-schedule those live videos and add the URL or iframe into Easy, and that should allow you to run those live videos directly through EZFacility. All right, just give me 1 second, just going through these questions here still. So just wanted to get in a couple more questions. I just kind of wanted to go back to the member versus non-member portion of it. So right now there is no restrictions on members or non-members. Anybody who does have a login to your self-service portal can view the videos that you've uploaded to self-service and assigned to a reservation type. So again, they will be accessible by any of your clients who have a login to self-service. So I just wanted to kind of double down on that question. It's been coming up a couple times or a few times, so I wanted to ensure that I communicated that again. Okay, give me 1 second to just read through this question here. So this says, we'll be able to link to a video to a specific class on the schedule, not just a reservation type. So that's a really good question, and it is something that we definitely want to make enhancements to. So not just a reservation type, but being able to choose videos on the reservation or session level or class level. So in the example given here is Wednesday at 8:30, there's a TRX class, and you can assign a video or Zoom link, for that matter, to a specific class instead of just all sessions or classes with that same reservation type. We do understand that reservation types can be used as a grouping or a high level reservation type, and from there you kind of do more of the specific titles. In this case, you could have just a class reservation type, and then your specific title of that class is the TRX class and whatever other offerings you have. So we definitely want to enhance that, and we are looking at more ways to get specific around these reservations. All right, next question. Okay, we should be able to get through all of the questions here, I think. We'll see if we can continue to get more, and if we don't get through all the questions, rest assured we will respond to everybody after the webinar today and ensure that everybody does get an answer to their question. Yes, so this one, thanks for mentioning that. I also just got a message as well about this. In terms of the YouTube option that you can give people access to as a private, is called Unlisted, not private. So private does lock it and will not allow for it to be viewed, but Unlisted allows anyone with a link to access. It's just unlisted from YouTube. So thanks, Ryan, for sharing that. Really appreciate it. So for those of you that did have questions around the private videos and how do you keep those hidden from anybody just accessing, if you do want to at least restrict it to being able to offer it on the self-service view, go the unlisted route, not private, for YouTube. So next is asking about reports and APIs. So starting with reports, absolutely, we definitely want to kind of going back to the metrics, look at what type of metrics we can track here and what type of metrics are meaningful to you, and how do we present those to you in a report. And then as far as APIs, it's something that we can look into for sure, and seeing what type of data points we can send or pass in the API for those of you that might be using the API. Those of you that are not and are interested in the API, definitely reach out. It's a good opportunity to kind of give a seamless integration into your website and other areas or add-ons that you may be building on your own. So definitely get in touch if you're interested in learning more about the API, but we will be looking at different ways of presenting this data, whether it be starting with internal reports and how do we pass that data via our APIs. All right, next question. Is there a way to include a link in scheduled session reminder emails to make it easier for client to get to their video session? There's not a link for emails now. That is a great suggestion though, to include those video links in those reminders and being able to hit directly to the videos. So we will definitely take that down and look at how we can make that possible in terms of the reminders and giving access to directly to the video session online. So great suggestion, thank you. We have absolutely noted that and we'll consider that as a part of some of our future enhancements. So next question is kind of talking about some of the future enhancements, or asking questions rather, in terms of kind of how we're pursuing and what timelines look like and things like that. So we're moving as quickly as possible and very aggressively on features. Again, I can't stress enough at how we understand the impact this is having on many of you, including ourselves. And we're working day and night and as quickly as we can to ensure that we're enhancing and building new functionality and getting it out into your hands as quickly as possible. We're doing our best to try and stick to a weekly release schedule. So we want to try and get at least some new functionality or enhancements to the new functionality we're building on a weekly basis. And where we can, if we can do multiple times a week, we will. So again, we're working tirelessly to build these features and to enhance these features. So that's kind of our committed timeline, or trying to commit to timeline in terms of how we want to continue the evolution of these new features here. All right. I think I have a couple more questions, so I'm going to try and just get through about 2 more questions here, and then I think we'll wrap up the webinar here, and I'll talk a little bit about what's coming up next. If I did not get to your question, again, we will absolutely reply back to all of you with the answer to your question if I did not answer it here on the webinar. This next question asks about linking playlist. It does not link playlist directly. We did not go the route. It is untested. If there is a direct URL to a playlist, it's possible that that can still be iframed. We did not, full disclosure, we have not tested the playlist functionality, but it is something that we will look into, as we know playlists can be, very important and also very useful to assign kind of one playlist URL to a session that goes through maybe a series of workouts or a breakdown on that of your class there. So yes, we were absolutely look into that a little bit more, but it has not been tested on our side, as we wanted to ensure we got the videos up and running. All right, I'm going to go through this last question here. Next says, what is the benefit of linking a live video, Facebook video on Easy? Can it be only seen by people in the self-service portal? Wouldn't a customer just go on Facebook and watch it live? What is your thinking of making this the focus of functionality? So great question. Absolutely great question. And one of the reasons why we wanted to go this route, and yeah, you could absolutely say and argue and say that yeah, they can go directly to your Facebook page. They could absolutely just join it directly through Facebook or join directly through YouTube. The reason why we took this approach was this is the software that you're used to using to run your business, and this is how you've been offering your classes to your clients via the self-service portal. So we wanted to ensure that we didn't break the habit of how you offered your classes or your sessions to your customers. So I think as we start to do more of a deeper integration and we start to make these restrictions in terms of member or non-member or session reductions off of packages, there's no change in behavior in terms of what they're used to and booking your classes and attending those classes online. Just now happens through self-service virtually versus through your actual physical facility. So that's kind of the reason behind this. And again, as we see more and more facilities moving towards this virtual offering of classes, we wanted to ensure we provided that directly through our software, again, being that's what you're used to using every day to run your business, and offering self-service to your clients to manage their schedule. So that's kind of where we felt the need to take the approach that we did, but we are all ears in terms of feedback and how we can enhance and make this better. So absolutely let us know. We want to hear the feedback. We listen to all of the feedback. We read it if it comes in through an email. So definitely send it our way if you do have any additional feedback. So I'm going to stop it there. And we'll continue with the next kind of what's next or what's on the horizon. So I kind of mentioned it a couple times with some of the questions that have gotten asked, but we are looking at doing an integration with Zoom. The way we kind of ultimately see that work is when booking a class or when you've scheduled a new reservation, that'll automatically generate a Zoom meeting, for example, and that'll trigger a notification to those clients that are booking into that class and give the meeting details and saying that you're offering the class virtually through Zoom, and they can launch that meeting at the scheduled time of the class. So that's something that we're looking into as one of the next phases. More immediate, we're looking into a two-way communication or messaging service. So we do understand how important it is to continue communicating even outside of just video. So we wanted to offer the ability for you to continue to message with your clients directly through your EZFacility account, and your clients to receive those messages in their self-service account. So you can communicate back and forth if your clients or customers have questions, concerns, or you just want to have a conversation with them through a chat. So we wanted to look at how we can continue the whole staying connected and communicating with your members. And this is one of the areas that we wanted to pursue as well. And then the video library, you've heard me talk a little bit about some of the enhancements. So we don't want to stop with what we've launched today and what you've seen in today's webinar. We do want to continue the enhancements. We believe that this feature is absolutely a long-term feature, and we think that this will continue, and this trend will keep happening moving forward. So we will continue building and enhancing and working on those different types of restrictions and offerings for the video library. So can't stress enough, send us that feedback. We want to hear it. We want to ensure that what we're building is going to help and that it will work for you. You know your business best, and we want to hear that feedback and how to make it better. So definitely send it our way. And you know, we're all open to that feedback that you give. And then the last thing, and then I'll let Greg remind everybody how to submit that feedback and where to submit the feedback. But the last thing is we will be hosting another webinar next week. We're doing an open training next Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be going over basically just any questions that you have. So again, it's more of an open training style. Come with your questions, ask away. And we will cover the new point of sale system for those of you who haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it or seen it yet, as well as recapping on the video library and any other questions you might have. So again, that is an open training on Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, next Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So that is the 8th, April 8th, that we'll be hosting that open training. So again, thanks everybody for joining today's webinar. Greg, if you could just give everybody a quick reminder where to submit that feedback and ensure they get it over to us.
Yeah, definitely. You can actually submit that feedback directly to me. So my email address is G as in Greg, Barra, BARRA @EZFacility.com. So you can send that information out to me. I'll respond back and try to get more information if necessary. But yeah, we want to help you guys as much as we can. So just let us know how what we can do to help you guys in this time, and we definitely want to do that for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg, and thanks everybody else for joining. We're here if you need anything. Just let us know, and have a great day.